Hey, we are still in the indefinite rain delay, but I got another interview up here. I got Isabel from Apex going to talk about Nova, their new buggy. Sorry, real quick. You just move it a little closer. Yeah.
So Nova kind of just came about because we had to take advantage of the fact that we couldn't build last year due to COVID.
We're pretty much ready whenever. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so COVID-19 happened, so we couldn't really do any builds last year, so instead we decided to use the budget and resources that we had to just do a lot of research with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so with that, we basically, there is a class in the makerspace called basically just inventive projects, where you can just use the makerspace resources to do whatever project you want. So we decided to just prototype a lot of different manufacturing methods for our shell. So rather than what we normally do, we were able to find a new shell fabrication method, and then we were also able to create new mold methods instead. Mm-hmm. So we were able to move from a male mold to a female mold, and then also move away from wet layup. So we were able to get a really strong, really stiff shell without any extra weight as well.
And so you used all of that time to conduct a bunch of research. I also noticed that you switched from a reverse trike to a front trike this year. Could you speak to that?
Yeah, so I can't talk as much about that because I wasn't as much on the steering end, but basically since we had the time and we had full summers of just Zoom shop hours and online shop hours, it meant that we were able to just do a bunch of CAD, do a bunch of trialing with that. The primary reason why we switched to forward trike was just because we tried a bunch of different steerings of reverse trike buggies with all of our past buggies, and we were we can try something new. A lot of the fast teams are doing forward trike, so let's just try it and see how it goes for us. Mm-hmm. And so far, it is going quite well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So I imagine wheel alignment's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what Apex, a little bit about leading up to this race day. I was about to say retail. Sorry.
Retail? What? It's been a day.
Tell us about what the conversations have been like in Apex. We know you guys have the mechanics and the experience now. Happy 10 years, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Wow, I feel old.
Yeah, 10 years was last October or something.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So tell us a little bit about what the culture is like in Apex today, and what's your 3-year plan?
Oh yeah, so pretty much everyone on Apex, all of our active members except for one driver, has never seen a race day before.
Wow.
All of leadership except for our head driver is all juniors. So we kind of just went into this not really knowing what to expect. So we had to get a lot of help from them and just be please walk us through what truck weekend would look like. Please walk us through what a race day would look like. But all of our recruits and just everyone on the team has been really, really enthusiastic, and they're willing to do so much stuff for us. We're oh, can you go out at 3 a.m. and watch some bales? And they're sure, why not? We'll do it. But everyone is really enthusiastic about it, and we have Nova, and we know what went well and what isn't so great about it, and we're already talking with mechanics that we think might be leadership in the future about what we can do better, how to improve and make a better Nova. Mm-hmm. So a lot of that is going to be, we have buggies now and we're competitive, and it's just going to be optimizing what we currently have.
Excellent.
I am curious kind of to that as well, coming out of the pandemic, what has recruitment been like, and how did that work, kind of getting these people with very little frame of reference from buggy, but even as you're recruiting them, I don't really even know what we're going to do, but you should try it with us. How did recruitment go this year?
So recruitment, we actually got a lot of people this year. So usually you tend to get mostly freshmen and the occasional other straggler, but recruitment in the fall was a pretty even mix of freshmen and sophomores because people weren't really on campus last year.
Right.
And we couldn't really speak on race day and stuff, but we did try to make shop hours very interesting, and roles very interesting. So we really pushed that. And we also tried to just push the social aspect of Apex and what makes Apex unique.
That is really interesting. So I would say that recruitment especially has been a huge challenge for teams. I'm sure you're well aware of this. So what is your strategy moving forward? I know that there is a lot of still uncertainty with the pandemic occasionally. Every so often we get another wave. Mm-hmm. But Did you pick up anything from? Did you pick up anything that you started during the pandemic that you think you're gonna keep doing as a team?
I definitely think that because like over pandemic we had a lot of like game nights, like just virtual game nights and stuff like that, and they actually did work out really well, especially at the beginning when everyone was like starved for human contact.
Right.
But like even now there's still like game nights and stuff. They're a lot less formal. Like we have a Minecraft server set up so that people can like play.
Aw.
We have like a lot of
Aw.
different like little groups of people that are all gaming. So like just smaller virtual things like that where it's like not necessarily the whole team but it's still different groups so that everyone can feel like they belong is really great for like recruitment and stuff.
That's awesome. And I do think it's cool, I don't know, charting over Buggy history, like different team cultures and all of that. But like Apex seems to have been very consistent over that decade of like, welcome in, you
Yes.
know, let's show you what we're doing. Let's make Buggy fun. And it's cool to see how that persists.
Yeah.
You're talking kind of some of that new stuff with Nova. Are you planning a new build next year, or hopefully? Or?
Hopefully we'll have to talk to like next year's exec and stuff like that. But like
Right.
we do have plans for a new build. It's not going to be as grand a scale as Nova because it's not going to be everything we're doing for the first time again.
Right.
But like we're probably going to build again.
Awesome.
So there was a bit of a gap between building every year, which is what you've done in the past historically, and you took the time during the pandemic to do all of this research. So I can only imagine it's going to go up from here. But
Yeah.
sticking with sticking with front trikes, it sounds like
Yeah, we're most likely like next build is most likely going to be a forward trike again.
it is a bit easier for maintenance.
Yes, it is. Like assembly and steering stuff, like a steering assembly took so much less time. Because we like had at first planned out like a whole week for it, and we're like, a day.
That's awesome.
Because, and especially that also saves you time, I imagine, on race day.
Yeah, because
as
we didn't have to
well.
worry about like wheel alignment or anything. It was just wheel, it self-centers.
Yep. It's here.
Yes. I might have to head back.
Yeah,
That's
all
okay,
good.
but
It
thank you
is-
so much for
yeah,
joining
Yeah,
us.
thank you for
Thank you.
chatting. It was very interesting.
Yes.
And the course is looking promising. You know, we don't have any updates yet on anything, but drying quicker than I would have thought. Sorry. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us.